Hey guys, welcome back to another honest review video. Today we're going to be looking at the new weekly challenge for this week. Challenges for them quite easy, you can get them done in a few games. And this week's weekly challenge reward is the deathmarch, a conversion kit for the BAL 27. Turns it into a 5-round burst laser weapon. That's right, we got laser guns in COD before GTA 6. Now, if we take a look at the weapon itself, its stats, pretty good, pretty mid, good across the board, not much about it. Now its looks, it's a pretty goofy looking weapon with that barrel, but I think it looks quite nice. It's quite a cool, nice looking gun. Now if we take a look at it in the shooting range, a little bit of a better look at the weapon. Its inspect is quite interesting, I quite enjoy it, but still nothing like the original ones. Damage, pretty good, but that charge, the noise of that charge, it's got great movement speed with it, to be fair. Yeah, just in general, pretty decent weapon. Now, let's see how it performs in multiplayer. That's right, it's a one-tap weapon. Pretty good movement speed, pretty good at everything across the board, but its charge is its biggest weak point. Now, if you're in a close quarters map, you can feel this quite a lot. When you get jumped, you're basically dead. There's not really much you can do. But if you've got a medium, long-range map, you can usually get a few kills off before someone cuts you off. Like here. It's still a usable weapon, but in situations like this, where you need to react quickly, it does sometimes let you down. Now, if you come up behind this enemy spawn, you're almost guaranteed to at least get 2 or 3 kills off before you get jumped yourself. That laser animation takes me back to playing Halo with the boys on the original Xbox One. But its biggest flaw is that charge time. When you're the most vulnerable, and usually when you die with this weapon. I'm not sure why I couldn't move this long. Then again, this is the same company that can't make a trailer without a helicopter, characters is blowing up a map, and added the Teletubbies into the game. So I'm not really sure anyone understands their decisions at all anymore. But that's how it looks in multiplayer. What about Warzone? Well, honestly, it's quite a letdown. I logged it into 2 games of plunder, so I could skip the whole, can I actually get a load out quick enough to test the gun in Resurgence or Battle Royale, and just get straight into the gun. How does it feel? How does it work? And, well, it's not great. It works. It's a 2-tap with full plates at medium close range, but you don't usually get the chance to get that second burst off before either your teammates come in, steal the kill, or the enemy just gets it. Now, when you can, very fun to use. It's just that charge time. Again, it's just its biggest fatal flaw. It's too long, and it honestly makes the gun quite useless for any casual or quick kill player. Now, if you're willing to take the time to learn how the gun works, learn how to properly use the gun, I can see it being quite a good weapon at Warzone. But for the casual, normal player, it's useless. It's just going to get you killed. So all in all, it's a fun gun to use, with a big fatal flaw, but as long as you understand how to use the gun and how the gun works, it is still possible to have some fun with this weapon and has some potential to be quite useful in Warzone, as long as you're willing to put the time in. Now, something I'll be doing each episode is I will be rating these on 10 points that I think are the most important things for a gun, and each one will be rated out of 10. You have the usability of the weapon. Overall, I think it's around a 6, just because it does 1-tap in multiplayer, 2-tap in Warzone, but that charge again, it just lets it down. But it's still quite a fun, usable weapon. Then we have, how fun is it to use? Now, I think it's quite a fun weapon, with the whole charge laser concept, and that's the reason why I'm giving it a 7. Would be higher if it didn't take so long to charge, but I think the whole concept of a 5-round laser weapon, like it's something out of Halo, is actually a really good idea. And that noise. Oh, it just does not fail to put a smile on my face. Next up, we have how annoying is it to be killed with? To be honest, it's not really that annoying. Yes, it kills quite quick in multiplayer, but there's still that charge. So you get a chance where they're just vulnerable, where you can just shoot them and there's nothing they can do. So I'll give it 7. Again, now let's talk about looks. When it comes to this gun, I think it looks quite goofy with that barrel, but it's also not too different from the original design, which is good because I like the original design, which is why it gets an 8. The TTK is 1 tap in multiplayer, 2 tap in Warzone with full play at medium to close range. Now, it would get a 9, maybe even a 10 if it wasn't for that charge. And because of that charge time, it gets a 5. Now, what do competitive players think about it? Well, I asked some, and the same reasons that I've discussed, they gave it a 4. And I think that's quite a fair result because it's not that useful for competitive playing. Now, for Warzone, don't want to drag on repeatedly saying the same things over and over again, so I'm just going to get straight to it. It gets a 5. Decent damage, nice range, but that charge just holds it back. And multiplayer is the same. Just going to get straight to it. It gets an 8. It's a 1 tap. Yes, it's quite difficult to use, but once you get used to it, it's so much fun and so easy to get kills with. Now we have the usability for the average player. These are the ones that don't play COD all the time. They play other games and they hop on COD for a bit of fun. Not sure what's fun about this game, but you guys do you. I'd say multiplayer 100% use it. But for Warzone, there's no point. Just use something like the STG-44. It's really not worth it for you because how long it takes to learn how to use the weapon properly. Finally, we have the overall vibe of the gun. I love the concept and the design is pretty goofy, but it's still quite nice. And there's worse looking guns. The blunderbuss, for example, that just looks stupid. But the sound of this gun is so good. Always makes me grin like a little kid. And that's why it gets a 10. It's a great weapon concept. Might not have been implemented perfectly, but it was a great idea from Activision for once. Now, let's see how it stacks up overall. It's a pretty decent score for a pretty good weapon. Now, personally, I love it. Other people might think differently, but I love this weapon. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. The best way to support the channel is to like, subscribe, and check out my Twitch and TikTok, which are in my bio. I'm almost at affiliate. I don't know if I've hit it yet. If I have, I'll drop it here. But appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next video.